Mick2998, and I have another video to upload. So with this one, it's gonna be something very, very different actually. I'm gonna be reviewing a couple of Nerf guns that I own, and eventually I'll put it down to my top 3 favorite all-time Nerf guns. But for now, I'll just review a couple of them individually. And actually, if you have any of the guns that are available in Australia, if there are any guns that you would like me to review that don't cost more than, say, $25, I might be able to review it for you if I don't already own it. So, without further ado, my first video will be a review of the Jolt EX1 and the Reflex IX1. The difference between these two, fairly obviously, first up, is the size. Now, the Reflex is much larger than the Jolt, but the Jolt is silent, or a lot closer to silent than the Reflex. Now, I've measured them up, checked the range of each one, and it's about the same. But if you take out the air restrictors of each one and then put them to the test, the Reflex gets further, but it doesn't last as long as the Jolt without the air restrictor. So this one is, well, this is my favorite color out of the two that I have. Out of the two that I have, there's the yellow and there's the blue. I prefer the blue because the blue does look pretty cool. Now, onto the details of each. The Jolt, as you can see, is very, very small. It can easily fit in any sort of a pocket, and it has a pullback on the bottom that is very easy to pull back. So technically you can pull it back when you don't have a free hand. You can actually pull it back like that, just pull it down. So I have 2 of these, so I can use them both at the same time. That never works for me, but normally you can pull them back. If you have 2 of these, you can normally pull them back because you'll normally have free hands, free parts of hands anyway. And as you can see, I'm pretty sure these only come in the orange color, which it's pretty cool, I will say. But these can use any kind of dart, any kind, which is very, very handy. Now, onto the details of the Reflex. The Reflex has a top pullback feature similar to the Maverick. Actually, what's that other gun with the thing sticking at the back? I don't remember. So it has a drawback, and this fires in when you pull the trigger. Now, obviously, the Reflex is bigger, less compact, and it holds about the same amount of power. It's also, I don't know, around $2 or $3 more expensive, but it is much easier to dual wield, because you can hold it under your arm and pull it back, load it up, fire. Pull it under your arm, load it up, fire. Whereas the Jolts, you have to pull it down and fire. Actually, it depends on what sort of person you are to which one is easier. Now, the Reflex, despite being larger and, I don't know, I guess it, to some people, less attractive, it's also older. But it's still more powerful, in my opinion, than, say, the Recon CS6. Because it can get that further distance, especially without the air restrictor. It is hell to remove the air restrictor from a Recon, because you have to completely take the thing apart. But with this, you can just reach in there and pull the thing out. Well, it's a little bit more. There's a little bit more to it than that, but yeah. And so this is how these roll, I guess. So here I've got 2 Whistler darts, one for the Reflex and one for the Jolt. Now, I can't really turn the camera around to show you exactly what it does. Actually, yeah, I can. I'll do my best. That was too high. Oh, did you guys catch that? Must have. The first one was the Jolt, the second one was the Reflex. So, well, basically it's up to you guys to make your decision about which one you like more. But personally, I choose the Jolt over the Reflex, depending on what I want to do. The Jolt is very good for, you know, assassin sniping. So if you're going to use something like a long shot or a long strike, use a Jolt. But if you're using something heavy, Stampede or a Vulcan EBF-25, use a Reflex. Now that's about all I can really show you at the moment. So yeah, actually I'll rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, say. I'll give this, let's see, it rates 9 for stealth, I guess, because it's pretty much, you can put it in your pocket and you'll never see it. They'll never see it. So if you get captured and they don't check you, you can pull it out later and at least manage to hit a couple of them before they shoot you down again. Then, for power, I'd give it 7.5. It's quite powerful, but because of its compact size, it's not going to be quite as powerful as the Reflex. So I'll give this, oh no, it was out of 5, wasn't it? So that would be what? 4. So 4 out of 5. And I guess usefulness, 5. It's quite handy to have, just sitting in your pocket. In fact, normally when I go out, I'll have 2 of them, 1 in each pocket. And then if I run out of ammo with my Vulcan, or if I run out of ammo with my Vulcan, I'll pull out my Maverick. When I run out of ammo with that, I'll just pull out my pistols and dual wield them. Now, onto the Reflex. I'd give this, for stealth, a 3.5 out of 5. While it can still fit in most pockets undetected, it is a bit bulkier and it's a lot more loud. You can use this even for sniping. So if you get into a really secluded spot, you can just fire down on one of your enemies and they won't hear it, but with this they will. But it is still one of the best pistols around, and yeah, it's well worth. They're only like $6, $5, well worth it. Mind you, the Jolts are three and a half to $4. So, but anyway, so I'd give them an overall rating out of 5, 4.5. Actually, I'll have to give that a 4.5 too. So, I'm not trying to make up your mind which one to pick for you, but if you were going to pick one of these, you might want to watch this video and make up your mind for yourself. And this is basically how it rolls. I will see you around. Mick2998 signing out yet again.